Right then, so today, considering it's episode 3 of the podcast, we thought we might do some top 3's, didn't we? And we're going to do 3 as well, so we're doing 3 top 3's in episode 3.
Good idea.
Solid, innit? The top 3's that we're going to be doing is the top 3 games that we've been to, the top 3 goals we've seen live, and also the top 3 Premier League players of the last 10 years.
So our first top 3 is games we've been to. So the best 3 games we've been to, really. Ben,
Nice.
do you want to kick us off?
Yes, right. So, my number 3 is Wigan versus Arsenal from the 2009-2010 season.
I was there myself, to be fair.
Yeah, I went with, actually, the team that I played for at the time. Like, there's loads of us there.
Nice.
Obviously, we were like battling relegation, so we were in a relegation scrap, and it was in April, so it's like getting on in the season. We were 1-0 down at half time, and then came back out second half and conceded near enough straight away. I think it was Mikel Sylvester
For
them who scored, and then inside the last 10 minutes, we score 3 goals and win 3-2. So it was Ben Watson, Titus Bramble,
remember him,
and Charles Nzogbia got the winner. And I just remember it being scenes like that's probably the first game that I remember where it was like proper like bouncing.
Limbs.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's my first memory of like it being packed, because obviously at the time it was Premier League against Arsenal. It's a big game. And I just remember everyone just being buzzing, because it turned out to be a massive 3 points as well in the end, because we stayed up.
Yeah.
So that'd be my number 3.
I think that's a good choice, to be fair. I remember it myself, and it was a good game.
Yeah.
Especially when we're only young, it just gets you enjoying football, doesn't it?
Watching Premier League football as well back in the day as well.
So, do you want to go for your number 2 or my number 3?
Up to you. Let's go your number 3.
Yeah,
Let's go your number 3.
My number 3 game I've been to is Barcelona versus Sevilla at the Nou Camp.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, it could be number 1 because I'm in the Nou Camp.
Yeah.
But the actual game itself doesn't warrant being the number 1. It was a La Liga match, and it was when 2017. So they had Messi, Suarez, and Neymar.
Oh yeah.
So I got to see them live, which was very impressive.
Yeah.
They won 3-1. Sevilla, I think, only got a consolation goal, so it was like dominant from Barca. Suarez scored a very good goal, which I'll talk about later. Yeah. And Messi, the GOAT, scored twice, so that has to be my number 3. And in that stadium as well, packed. Very enjoyable game.
That's one thing I'm gutted about, because obviously I've been on the tour around the old Nou Camp.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to go and watch a game there, but obviously they've knocked it down.
We'll have to do it.
We'll have to do it. Goalmouth gossip on tour is coming. Right, so number 2 for me is another Wigan one. Like, obviously mine are going to be Wigan related because I'm a Wigan fan.
You watch them?
I watch them week in, week out. Yeah. So, number 2 is, actually, funnily enough, my next 2 is the same fixture in the same competition.
I wonder what it is.
I know. So, number 2 is Wigan Athletic versus Manchester City, 2018 FA Cup 5th round. At the time, we were in League One, which makes this like
big,
massive. Like there's 2 divisions between the 2 teams, and obviously Pep was managing City. They were breaking all these records.
That was Centurion season.
It was, 17-18. All the big boys were on at the time. Fernandinho was on, Gundogan, Aguero, Company, De Bruyne came on off the bench. So they put like a solid team out against us.
Strong.
And obviously we just had like our little old League One team out. And it was a bit of a cagey game. I remember the first half was a bit like we were just soaking up a lot of pressure, as you would expect against Man City. At the time as well. And then I remember the turning point in the game, because I remember seeing you at the game.
I was at the game.
Underneath,
yes.
Fabian Delph got sent off for a challenge on Max Power.
Yes.
And I remember saying to you at half time, I was like, "We'll do these now." You could just sense it, like something big was going to happen. And then obviously, the second half was pretty just a standard game, to be honest.
Yeah.
There weren't nothing special happened, but then Will Grigg and Kyle Walker, that foot chase to the ball. Grigg gets there first at our end as well, behind the goal. That's where I always sit. And he just slotted it past, I think was it Bravo in there? I
think so, yeah.
Yeah, slotted it past him. Great finish because he was falling backwards as well. And obviously it's scenes, innit?
Yeah, it's a very good number 2, that.
Very good. And I think that what makes it number 2 is the fact that we were League One.
Yeah.
And they were obviously flying high, Premier League, Champions League, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my number 2.
Well, Ben, it's also my number 2.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Because, obviously, I was playing for Wigan Academy at the time.
Yeah.
So, I'd been to a few games and stuff, obviously, because I live in Wigan as well. And no offence to DW, it's good, but I mean, the atmosphere is always just a bit stale and it's never packed out.
It's too big for us.
But that game was something different. Like, it was sold out. I saw all my mates there. Even all the Wigan Academy boys were there.
Who are now playing.
Yeah. So, just a very good experience, and like you say, it's a massive, massive underdog story. I don't think City had been beaten at that point either in that season. And yeah, when Kyle Walker let it go through his legs and then Will Grigg was in and scored, like the scenes,
it was
one of the biggest limbs, and I'm not even a Wigan fan, but even I was with my dad and I was jumping on my dad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's number 2, because like the limbs and like, because it's our local team as well.
Yeah, and then obviously we went on to win the league that season as well.
Yeah.
Get promoted.
And you had a little alright FA Cup run as well.
Yeah, we did. Just annoying, like, we beat Man City, then we go and get knocked out by Southampton. It's a bit, I don't know. But reality it is what it is. But that's one of them games that you remember, like, forever, really, innit?
That's my number 2.
Good stuff. So, my number 1 now.
Yes.
Is the same fixture, but it is the best day of my life, hands down. No questions asked. FA Cup final, 2013. Man City versus Wigan. Ben Watson.
Boom.
Wins us the cup. Biggest goal in our history.
Of course, it's number 1. It has to be Wigan winning the FA Cup.
Exactly.
Probably the best cup competition in the world.
Exactly. And I was only young at the time, but it's one of them days that literally from start to finish, like I remember.
Yeah.
Like the coach journey down, being around the ground before it, seeing the teams and being like, we are like big underdogs here.
Yeah.
But that was a different story to the 2018 one.
Yeah.
Because we were by far the best team in that game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think, it was a FA Cup shock and it was just Wigan like getting a lucky goal at the end of the game. But we had chances in that game. Yeah. To put it to bed. Like, I would say across the 90 minutes we were the best team in that game.
Well, that's an underdog story, obviously, but I'd say like the teams are much more even than the 2018 one there.
They're more even, definitely. But funnily enough, like, we ended up winning the FA Cup then the week after getting relegated.
I know, it's mad that, isn't it?
But looking back now, like, I'm glad that we won the FA Cup. Like, I remember at the time, like, everyone was saying, would you rather win the FA Cup and go down or lose and stay up? And at the time I was a bit like I'd probably rather stay up because it was all about like Premier League football at that time. We'd been in 7 years, but looking back obviously it's best day following Wigan. 100%. So good. And it was about like key moments in that game. Like I remember Joe Robles saving a shot with his feet. And there's just like big saves moments. Like that keeping us in it. McManaman, oh my God, Callum McManaman was so good that day. He didn't score, but he was class. And
unplayable.
And then the current gaffer,
Maloney,
with a corner, which we'll come on to the goal in a bit.
Yeah, we'll come on to that.
But yeah, that is my number 1 game.
If I went the game, it could be up there for me, but I wasn't at the game. My number 1 is like a similar occasion, Wembley. As well, Blackpool versus Cardiff playoff final. 2010. So I had a Blackpool season ticket because my family's from there. So that was my first, like, to be honest, that was probably one of my first few Blackpool games.
Yeah.
It was only 2010, so I was about 7.
Your first experience.
Yeah, first experience, yeah. And just the fact that Blackpool made the Premier League, little Blackpool. We didn't stay in there for 7 years like you, but that game itself, full Wembley, first time I've ever seen it. There was a lot of goals, good goals as well. So like the celebrations, the day out of my dad and my granddad who are Blackpool fans, so has to be number 1. And then seeing us lift the trophy at Wembley, that's probably the best game I've been to.
Can't beat them moments, can you?
Playoff final.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's class.
For the smaller clubs as well,
Yeah.
like, having a chance to play at Wembley is good enough in itself, and then
exactly.
when it goes right for you.
Yeah, and to get to the Prem.
Exactly.
It's not like it's even a League 2 playoff final, it's like to get to the Prem.
Did alright in your first game as well, in the Prem.
That was up there, I was putting that in my top 3, but it made 4th, Blackpool 4, Wigan 0, DW.
That was awful. I remember I was like, it's going to be a long season here.
Yeah.
Right then, Harry, so the next top 3 is the top 3 goals we have seen live. Okay, so this doesn't have to be from the games that you picked. It can be if you want, but it doesn't have to be.
Sound.
We're going to put the goals on screen, so we'll be able to see them.
Yes.
Fire away.
Right, so third choice for me, another Blackpool one because I've been to the games, but it's not a Blackpool goal.
Yeah.
So it was Blackpool versus Man City back in the Prem days. David Silva's first ever goal for Man City, actually, and in English football. I think you'll have defo seen the goal.
Probably.
Yeah. Once you see it, you'll know it. So Milner passes it to him from a short free kick. He gets it and he drives past 2 players, chopping inside both times, and he just finesses it into the bottom left corner.
Nice.
And I think that was the winner for them. So very impressive goal to watch live.
Sounds like one of mine, that.
Yeah, totally special. But yeah, that's third choice, David Silva.
Yeah, nice. My third choice is Kevin De Bruyne. This is from last season.
Yes.
Against Brighton at the Etihad. Managed to go to the game. I don't think Wigan had a game, so I thought we'll go and watch some Premier League football.
Don't blame you.
Bernardo Silva driving forward with the ball, cuts it out wide to De Bruyne, and it's just one touch and just like a screamer of a strike.
I've seen it, yeah.
Keeper's got absolutely no chance, but it's becoming like a bit of a trademark De Bruyne goal. Like he scores a lot of them kind of
worldies all the time, doesn't he?
So that is my number 3.
I like it. Number 2 for me is Suarez versus Sevilla. So this is when I went to the new camp.
Yeah.
Overhead kick. Wasn't an unbelievable one, but just seeing it live. So Messi goes to play it into him, someone blocks it and it pops up, and he just flips himself over and like smashes it into the roof of the net, really.
Nice.
And it's second because like the atmosphere when he scored, you know, when everyone in Spain goes, oh.
Yeah.
It was one of them. So
nice. Good one, that.
Suarez live. I like it.
Very good.
Yeah.
My number 2 comes from one of my first ever Premier League away games.
Does it?
Actually, I think it was 2008-2009 season.
Nice.
Wigan won. Liverpool away.
Yeah.
And it's Amir Zaki, kind of like overhead, like sideways, weird, like bicycle kick type thing.
It was.
Cracking finish.
Unbelievable finish.
Antonio Valencia does a lot of the work out wide, like losing the ball, but he doesn't give up on it. He keeps the ball somehow. I don't know how he keeps it.
Yeah.
And then crosses it over to Zaki, who's like in the box, but just inside the box. And he just takes it on first time. Does the rest, yeah. Ends up hitting it into the far side of the net. And it's just like, obviously the acrobatics of it is
at Anfield as well.
At Anfield, yeah. And then obviously first time I'd ever been to Anfield.
Yeah.
And yeah, another really good away end when that went in.
Absolute wins.
Yeah, so that is my number 2.
Yes. Number 1s?
Yeah, number 1s.
My number 1 is Charlie Adam versus Cardiff, playoff final, Wembley, 2010. So we're 1-0 down within about 5-10 minutes. Then we get a free kick about the 12th minute. We're in need of a goal or else it's not looking great. And he absolutely whips it from like the edge of the box, a bit further back actually, on the right side with his left foot over the wall, past the goalkeeper into like the top right corner.
Nice.
And then, yeah, absolute scenes. Really, really good free kick.
I think I know that goal.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Yeah, all the goals could be on, like we said.
They are.
My number 1 doesn't need any introduction really. Everyone's probably expecting. Not necessarily for it being the best goal in terms of quality, but just the significance of it. And it's obviously the Ben Watson header, FA Cup final, the manager, the gaffer, Sean Maloney on the corner, cracking ball in. And to be fair, like, Ben Watson does get up well.
Yeah, it's great.
He gets up very well, and he kind of like heads it over Joe Hart. He can't quite get to it. Ends up in the back of the net, but like, as you'll see from the video, it's the celebrations after, and like, obviously when you realise like that is the biggest day in the club's history so far. The fact that like we packed out Wembley, and obviously like Dave Whelan was there, and he's loving it in the stands as well.
Great day for the Ticks.
Class day. So yeah, don't really need to say much more. Won us the FA Cup, didn't it? So that'll do for me. Nope. So that was it, wasn't it?
Top 3 goals seen live.
Bosh.
So our final top 3 is the best 3 Prem players we think from around the last 10 years. So we can give a fair judgment then rather than all time.
When we've seen more football kind of thing. So
I'll kickstart us with my third, which is Harry Kane.
Yeah. Do you know what? He's my third as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's my third as well.
Maybe a bit harsh not to put him second, but with what he's done with Spurs, really. Like, he's scored a ridiculous amount of goals. He's won 3 golden boots with Spurs, so imagine what he'd have done with City.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's not only won a golden boot, he's won a Playmaker award in the same season.
Yeah,
so
very good.
Top goal scorer, top assister when Spurs don't even think they made a top 4 that season.
No, his top tally for Spurs, I've just got my notes over here,
Go for it.
is 30 goals in 37 games. That was 2017-18. He got 30 goals again recently, but that was, I think it might be in last season. Yeah, but he played more games. 213 Premier League goals.
Second all-time goal scorer, isn't he?
Yeah, and I know obviously we're not talking about England, but England's all-time top scorer. I think the only reason why he's not higher, he's not won anything.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not really his fault. But I can't put him much higher because it's not like he's transformed a team or anything. But himself, he couldn't do any more than he's done.
No, exactly. So a solid player, world class.
It's not just a goal scorer either. He has everything to his team, really. So
exactly. But I don't like normally saying like it's got to go off trophies and stuff. But I think with top 3 Premier League players, like it's got to come into account a bit, hasn't it?
Bit of hierarchy in it.
So number 3 for both of us, Harry Kane. Yeah.
Do you want to go your number 2 then?
Yeah. So my number 2 is David Silva.
Good shout.
Again, doesn't really you can't really defy David Silva with numbers because he's not that type of player. Like
still got good numbers though.
In total, so 309 Premier League appearances, 60 goals. 93 assists.
Still ridiculous, isn't it?
4 times Premier League champion. And he's like kind of changed the way a bit for centre mids because it went from like being a proper big bustling hardcore position where you're flying in and just like being aggressive to like he could like unpick a team just in one pass. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you see more players like him now, don't you?
Yeah.
I think he was like the first little magician we had.
Yeah.
It's like Bernardo Silva's similar to him now at City. Yeah. Coutinho was similar when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
So I think he was the first one that brought them types of players to England, really.
Yeah. I think he's one of them as well where you only actually realise like how good he is once he's left.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of City fans were always saying like, oh, we always missed David Silva, like he was a top player, and you noticed like the hole in the team at first when he left. Obviously not now, but
he started the success at City, to be fair. Not just him, but that group of players. So I think he deserves to be second because like he transformed the team. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And played under various managers as well.
Exactly.
So David Silva number 2 for me.
Yeah, good choice. Could have been up there for me, but I decided to go for another City player in Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, nice. Again, I think he's took City to the next level. Winning the treble last season, he played a big part. He scores big goals. His stats are ridiculous. I've got them here actually. So he's got 64 goals in 243 apps, and 102 assists.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
And like, it's not just like little assists or goals. Like, most of his goals are world.
Oh yeah.
Some of his assists are a joke.
Yeah, they're
like,
ridiculous.
He's got some of the best assists I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's got his all-round game. Like, he's strong, he's quick, he can pass, he can shoot. The only little thing with him is why he's not my number one is because he does have quite a few injuries, which isn't his fault, but he doesn't play week in, week out, does he?
He had some this season already, like.
But player-wise, like, I think he's transformed City to be the best in the world, really.
He's one of them. He makes it look effortless as well.
Yeah, he's a joke.
Very, very good player.
Yeah.
But couldn't do it on a cold Tuesday night in Wigan, could he?
Struggled, didn't he?
But it is what it is. Anyway, go on, I'll let you do your number one.
I think we've agreed, have we?
Have we?
Mo Salah.
Mo Salah.
Yeah, we've agreed.
Probably to some people might be a bit of a controversial one, but like for me, the consistency that he's produced at Liverpool is daft, goals wise and numbers. Like, I know obviously you can't always go off numbers, but I've got his numbers.
Yeah, get him up.
236 Premier League appearances, 141 goals, 63 assists, a Premier League champion, 3 golden boots, and Liverpool's 5th all-time top scorer.
It's ridiculous, really, and that's from a winger.
Yeah, not a striker. He's not an out-and-out number 9.
Well, only Shearer and Harry Kane have 3 golden boots, and him.
Yeah, exactly.
What other winger's ever done that?
No one.
They don't.
And I think as well, like, obviously, the fact that he's had 2 cracks at it as well.
Yeah.
Like, played for Chelsea, obviously, in the Premier League, didn't go for him. Didn't go as well as he wanted it to. But to not be like disheartened by it, go away, master your craft and come back. And obviously he weren't like a glamour signing for Liverpool.
No, he wasn't.
No one was thinking, oh, he's going to be like world class. But he's consistently, like over the years, been talked about as like the best player in the world. We're not just talking like Premier League here. Like, he was talked about as the best player in the world.
Every season, like, no matter, like, when he's been at Liverpool, yes, we've had good seasons, but we've also had some bad ones. But he does the same every season, no matter what. And like, he's overtook all the records, even for like best African players. Like, he's got the most goals. Like, Drogba's been there, Mahrez was there before him, got most assists as well at the weekend, an African player.
Yeah.
So I think he deserves to be number one because he literally helped Liverpool win the first league that they'd never won in the Prem. Yeah. It's been a big factor for everything that Liverpool have done, really. Yeah, and he's one of them players as well where you're never going to get someone to outright replace him. You can't. It's going to have to be multiple players when the time comes. Yeah. But yeah, no one's going to produce his numbers straight away. No. So, number one. Number one for me as well. Mo Salah. Yeah. So that was our top 3 Premier League players of the last 10 years. Yeah. Right, so for the next part of the podcast, we'll be doing our Ben versus Harry section. So the game we're playing is called Liars. George will be our host. So basically, for example, say if we're doing it on Premier League players, George will be like, how many Premier League players can you name? If I said 8, Ben then might say I can name 9. And then if I don't believe him, I'd be like, liar. And then if he gets 9 Premier League players, he'd get the point. If he doesn't, then I get the point. So you'll see as it goes on, you'll get the game. It's a good one. So the first question I've got for you is, how many Leicester players can you name from the Premier League winning side? So I'm going to start off with Ben first. I'll go easy to start. I'll say 5. Right. I'll go 6. Go on, I'll let you have it. Lying. No. Go on. So you've got 30 seconds to name as many as you can. So I'll start the timer now. Danny Simpson, Schmeichel, Okazaki, Vardy, Mahrez, Drinkwater. Oh. 6. Yeah, that's simple, 1-0. Very simple, well done. Right. I didn't think I'd get that quick. No, you did though. Smashed it. I need this point now, mate. Yeah. Right. So we'll move on to the next question. Okay. So I'm going to go, how many teams who have won the Champions League? Stop. Yeah, it's your go. 7. 7? You're going to call them out? No, I'll go 8. Liar. Right, let me start. Right, how many do I need? 8. Right, starting now. AC Milan, Inter Milan, Porto, Liverpool, Man United, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and... Don't get nervous. And, nervous. Shut up.
Barca.
Done it, well done.
I didn't
Really
say
good
Barca.
start.
No, I didn't say Barca. I'd said it at the end there. Your mind goes blank. Like, you could name loads and then that's it. Then you're struggling. But, alright, sorted. 1-1.
Well played.
Right. Yeah. So this one, quite a tricky one as well, I'd say. How many players from the 2014 World Cup England team can you name?
2014.
So we're going back quite a bit.
Can
Can we remember it? Did we watch it?
Yeah, we watched it.
Is that the Iceland thing?
No.
What was this?
No, 2014 Brazil, innit?
Yeah. This was the one with Uruguay and Italy in our group.
In memory, this.
I'll say start low 4.
Yeah. 5.
6.
Liar.
Right. I think I might actually
3,
have this, you know.
2, 1. Let's go.
Joe Hart, Ben Foster, Wayne Rooney, Daniel Sturridge. Was Sturridge in it? I'll say.
He was in it, yeah.
Right, Daniel Sturridge. How many did I say?
4.
6.
You've got 4 so far.
Have I said Rooney?
Yeah, I think you said Rooney.
Right, so Sturridge. Gareth Barry?
We'll have to share that one. 10 seconds to go.
Nah. Sterling.
Yeah.
And
Time's up. So 2-1 to Harry. We'll move on to the 4th round. The next question is, how many current Arsenal players can you name? In
I'd
30
go-
seconds.
11.
12. I need the points, lad.
Liar.
Ooh,
Right, okay. 12.
Right, so I'll just get the clock up. Right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale, Ben White, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Nketiah, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey.
Yeah, you've done it there.
Have I? Oh, come on. Take that.
You said 12, didn't you?
Yeah, I did say
12, yeah.
That's 2-2. Right, so we're going to go for... This is quite a tricky one, this. How many players not playing for Man City or Liverpool have won the Premier League?
So we just got to name players that have won the Prem.
Who are still playing now?
Yeah, who are still playing now.
Not old people.
Current players, but they're not playing for Man City or Liverpool.
3.
3. 4.
5.
I'll let you go with 5.
Why?
5's hard.
I'll let you go with 5.
Okay.
Right,
I was struggling at
3,
4.
2,
So like 3.
1, let's go.
So you've got Jesus and Zinchenko from Arsenal.
Oh, that's good.
He's done it. He's definitely.
Sterling.
Yeah, 3.
He plays for Spurs, no one. United. Milner.
Yeah, 4. One more in 10 seconds.
Lallana.
Oh,
Very good. That is very good.
it is
Well,
class. That's it. Fair
Done
play,
well. 3
mate.
seconds to go. I don't think I'd have got that long.
Nah.
That's a good shout. So, what score's that now?
3-2.
3-2 to Harry.
Oh,
There's two questions left, I think.
it's tight.
So this one could favour one person, to be fair. Current Wigan players you can name.
Oh,
I'm pushing him out here.
I'll say 15.
Oh. Can I push him any higher? Can you name like players who played last night, like the young lads?
Well, yeah, the Wigan
First
players,
team.
aren't they?
Yeah, you can.
16.
16. Right, I'll have to go 17 then.
I think you can't you? But I'm going to have to say liar because I can't name 18 myself.
Fair enough.
This'll be hard. Honestly, right? It'll
3,
be hard.
2, 1, go.
Sam Tickle, Ben Amos, Omar Rekic, Charlie Hughes, Liam Morrison, Kel Watts, Baba Adiko, Matt Smith, Scott Smith, Johnny Smith. Don't distract me. Charlie White, Josh McGuinness, Jordan Jones, Callum Lang, Josh Stones, Chris Z, Stephen Humphries, Callum McManaman.
Yeah, just done it.
Well
Come on.
Title, 27 seconds.
I
You
know.
had a wobble then.
I did have a wobble because I heard you laughing. It threw me off a bit.
So it's all square.
3-all. Last question.
Sorry, oh yeah.
Sorry.
Still
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So we might have to check some of these answers at the end to make sure
Yeah.
for the next question because it's quite an interesting question.
Okay.
Oh.
So how many Liverpool players from 2019 to this current day can you name who have scored?
Scored for Liverpool.
Scored for Liverpool.
2019.
A lot of that squad will have scored
Yeah.
later on in
Yeah,
that
true,
season.
true. Is it your pick to go first? Say what
Yeah.
number?
Yeah.
10.
10.
11.
12.
It's good to
Do that back ourselves.
I think it's the last one people have got about.
I know, yeah.
13.
13. 14. End of the day, right? Either you get 13 and I lose, or I don't get 14 and I lose. So.
No, really tough that.
This is hard. I don't know what I'd do.
I need one every 2 seconds if I go 15. 15.
Right, you're laughing at him 15. Then I'm gonna
15.
say
It's a good amount. Right, so I'll start the ball rolling. We're gonna go on 3, 2, 1.
Alisson, Trent, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah, Diaz, Van Dijk, Kanate, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, Ox, Mane, Firmino.
That's 15.
Done it.
I think they have all. If you want to say one more, you got time, just in case one's wrong. I think you've got all 15.
So that's about slide.
That's 16. I'm pretty sure all of them have. Well, that was a good effort. That.
been defeated. 1-1 now then. All together, like in the
Yeah.
little Ben versus Harry thing, it's 1-1.
1-1.
So final score was 4-3.
4-3.
Good game.
Well played. Right then, so that concludes episode 3 of the pod. We've done our top 3s and obviously we had the Ben versus Harry as well. You've pulled a point back.
I'm happy to pull the point back, to be fair.
1-1 now in the series. So, we'll be back for episode 4. We hope you enjoyed episode 3. Let us know in the comments about your top 3s. Do you agree with us, disagree with us? And we'll see you for episode 4. See you later.